Help me out, people.
Help them.
Everybody knows about the stereotypical breakfast from movies and television shows, and really just from TV commercials to make you feel bad about the fact that on TV, everybody's always eating a giant breakfast in the morning.
Pile of bacon, too many pancakes.
Bowl of strawberries, goblets, chalices of orange juice.
Of course, a ham steak.
Not jealous. Yeah, no, special carafes
Yeah.
of juice and milk.
Oh.
What's wrong with the jug? Tropicana's not good enough for you?
And we all recognize this is a fiction, or if it ever existed, I don't know. Who's having breakfast before school, you know?
When is that mom waking up?
So we all know that this is a fiction, but what I find even stranger is the child at home on the weekend or during summer vacation who has to go home for a sit-down family lunch. A lunch of like white bread, mayonnaise sandwiches, and glasses of white milk. Do you know what I'm saying?
All the white thing. Well, you've been reading a lot of Stephen King, so I in theory know what you're saying. I can't say I've heard a lot of people tell me they're going to go do that, nor have I seen it, and I think that's your point. But you're pulling this from somewhere.
Well, so in Stephen King books, there's a book of his apt pupil that he wrote in the 70s, and then a book of his fairy tale from 2022 in which these teenage boy characters, both of them are like, I called my father to ask if it was okay if I didn't come home for lunch. And I was just like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Makes sense in the 70s, does not make sense in 2022. We have cell phones now. We have a check-in on a landline just to say, hey, I realize it's the middle of the day. I'm here. I'm alive. Can I stay here and eat here? That all makes sense to me in the 70s.
But it's not like, hey, I'm updating you on where I am. It's this idea of a ritual of everybody, you are to be here at this time and we shall all sit down and it's the weekend and we'll eat a meal together.
What is a parent's duty but to clothe, feed, protect, house a kid? Feeding is really high up there. I think about have my kids eaten enough or whatever, like 3 times a day. I think about it all the time. So I think the meal serves as the check-in. I think it's both.
But you and I, because this is all I talk about now. You and I were kids. This was not part of our lives. We didn't have the.
No one was checking on us, Matt.
My mom was a call me when you get there type of person. So she wanted to know where I was, but neither my parents nor any of my friends' parents were like, here, we've served lunch for everybody on the weekend. It was like, figure it out yourself.
All right. But we were born in a time of convenience. So I don't know. I feel like Stephen King's just writing he's refusing to accept modernity.
So I asked my parents about this and they're like, oh yeah, that was the thing. When you went to a friend's house, you had to call home and say, can I have lunch here? Or what time do I need to come home for lunch? And I was like, but you never had lunch for us on the weekends. And like, none of my friends had lunches for me or for their kids. Did you do the breakfast thing? And my mom said, oh yeah, we had breakfast when I was a kid. My dad said we did not have breakfast. So something is clearly, from this sample of 2 people and then my own experience, something changed. And we suspect it's that mothers now had to work and did not necessarily have the energy to create full spread meals for the entire family on the weekends.
I will also say microwaves. I will also say options like
Great
toaster,
point.
like Pop-Tarts, like toaster, things kids can do on their own. And yes, mothers entering the workforce and just not having time before work, and where you live, and more places not rural anymore, where your mom grew up in a very rural location and your dad didn't, comparatively. So it makes sense that he would have more options that aren't mom did it. Access to fast food and yes.
I think that the microwave is a huge part.
No,
but, I had all
the things I said.
My friends, like also like middle class people, but with working mothers, and it wasn't. It was always just like unless I've totally misremembered my life, it was like find something to eat yourself.
I feel like when I went over to friends' houses, they were mad if I ate their food.
Well, there was some of that too. Some friends were less shy about telling you that.
Not the friends, but I felt like intrusive. Like you needed to be invited for that part.
Now as a dad, I feel like the character in movies I most relate to is Danny Glover in the first Lethal Weapon, when he comes home and he's like, well, I love my kids, but there are a whole lot of other kids now here in my house. And he's like trying to figure out, how can I get all these other kids to leave?
Yeah. I haven't seen the movie in years, and yet I remember exactly what you're talking about.
So I guess the question I want to put out to the world is,
Question.
This very specific thing I'm asking for. Lunch in movies. There's no way for me to Google this. If lunch scenes from movies are not giving me what I need. What are movies where somebody goes home for lunch? Also, did you go home for lunch?
Wait, don't you have caveats that it can't be like a period piece movie? Like a Little House on the Prairie type situation, that kind of thing?
I'll even accept that.
Feel
But
like-
yeah, I want something contemporary. I want something set in the present.
Oh, that seems like I'd take 90s.
No. Meaning
On.
a movie made in 1990 that's set in 1990.
Ah,
If it's set in ancient Rome, not that useful.
not useful at all.
All right.
Okay.